Okay, we're all set. We are recording and we are live streaming.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. I want to call Town of Newington Anna Reynolds School Project Building Committee to order. It is January 5th, 2023, and it is 5:19 is what my watch says. Lauren, would you like to do the roll call for us, please?
Sure, the members present are Stephen Woods, Michael Camillo, Amy Parati, and Jeremy Wetzel. I don't believe anyone else has joined in that couple minutes that we waited.
Yeah, I don't see anybody on my screen either.
Okay.
Before we move on, James, you want me to introduce Lauren, or would you like to the committee?
I can go about that.
Oh. So
Lauren has come to us from Madison. She is taking over now for Jeff Barron, who we just had his retirement party for today. Already hit the ground running here, so I know she'll be a benefit to the committee. Any questions, feel free to bring them up to her. She's already been speaking with Jeff on the project itself. So I will turn that over to her and let it go. I'm just sort of here to help out.
Okay, thanks, James, and Lauren, again, welcome. We're glad we have you. We weren't quite sure if they were going to replace Jeff right away, so we're glad that we have somebody that will be with us now through the project. And anything we can do to get you up to speed to help, just let us know.
Thank you. Looking forward to working with everybody.
Thanks,
Okay.
same to you.
All right, next item is public participation, and I believe we have nobody. My screen says no attendees.
You are correct.
Okay. Next item is take action on a prior meeting minutes. We have one meeting of December 15th, 2022. I entertain a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Thank you, Councilor Camillo. A second?
Second.
Second by Amy. Any discussion, questions, concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item is take action on potential change orders. Lauren, this will be your first opportunity to address us. I know that we've sent out. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? It's potential change order. So this would be either Eileen or Jim.
Eileen, you're muted.
Yeah, I am. You're muted, Eileen.
Sorry about that. Happy New Year, everyone. Rich went ahead and sent in the change order, so I'll let him go ahead and speak on this if that's all right.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Rich.
All right, I can share the proposed change order log here. We have 6 on this log right now. PCO 33 was previously submitted to the committee and approved there, but there was a accounting error on that sheet. So there's the overhead and profit that's owed to the subcontractor he did not include. So we are resubmitting it here with the revised value of $11,445.17 to account for his overhead and profit, which he had missed on the initial proposal. So that one, the content of it has stayed the same. It's just merely the math on that was corrected. PCO number 37 is for an RFI response. We modified UAS 1B support steel due to some existing conditions in the field, differing from the initial contract drawings discovered after the demolition process. The PCO 38 is for added support steel for DOAS 1A condenser unit. That condenser unit did not have steel shown, and after discussions with the structural engineer, there was some added, so that this covers the cost for that. PCO 44 was for some exploratory information we gathered from the glass and glazing contractor to potentially change the school guard versus child guard glass. PCO 45 is for ASI 19. Additional furring at a vestibule and a corridor in the C wing due to the abatement procedures for removing the paint, leaving an unsatisfactory condition on the brick. Working with KBA, the resolution there was to add furring and in some areas and laminate gypsum in other areas to conceal those damaged brick. And PCO 50 is for an RFI response for area C, had sprinklers that were intended to remain. The heads were intended to be changed out with the contractor, and there was a code upgrade requirement to meet for the size of the sprinkler lines on this. If there's any specifics we need to go through, I can. If anyone has any questions on these, I can elaborate on.
Anybody have any questions? Yes, Amy.
Yeah, I didn't see, were we sent these in an email?
Yes, yesterday afternoon.
Okay, I will double check. I'm not sure I received it, but for the 45, is that in the hallway, like at the top of the ramp where it was kind of like the
Correct.
seen that.
Yeah, when you're walking up the ramp, you got to the flat section at the top, and there was the red brick on the left side that was kind of wavy in and out after they removed the paint from it.
Yeah.
It's that area in that vestibule going out to the doors at the end of that corridor.
Okay. And do we risk in other areas of the building having a similar issue when abatement is done, or we just don't know until it's too late?
We have looked at some other areas. We do have some other costs coming from have been reviewed with KBA and CSG so far. They haven't made it to the committee for this meeting yet, but further down in that corridor, there was additional walls that are gonna have proposal right now to get laminated as well. So there are potentials for it in future phases that are going to be discussed with KBA.
Okay, I'm just wondering, I know the abatement was already done in that section, but there's other areas of the building that it wasn't done. Is there any way to prevent costs like this?
So
Or-
yes. So one of the conversations we've been having with the abatement contractor is the method that was used to remove the paint was described in the contract documents, and there is some variability in how they perform that work. Lower pressures on the media blasting is one of the options. So in the next phase of the building in B wing, the intent would be, right now we believe we can turn down the pressure on the blasting and take off less material. Considering the fact that after this first phase, we had no issues passing with the PCB paint removal. They do testing in areas of the entire wall grid system, and we had no failed tests in there. So we believe that possibly turning that abrasiveness down could still get us the same results.
Okay, and then last question, if it was preventable, possibly, is there any way to not have to spend all that money, or to, split it with the abatement contractor?
Amy, I don't think it was preventable. I think the problem that we're having in the two wings that we're in now, there's some regular CMU block, and then there's the glazed block. The sandblasting on the glazed block seems to hold up much better, but the regular CMU masonry units that you would see on a block building built, that's kind of what there is in some of those interior hallways. That's where the sandblasting just chewed them up. There was no way that we could make it look good without either covering it with, some of it does get covered with tile, and some of it now will be covered with sheetrock. The rest of the hallways appear to have all just glazed block. So I think we're going to be in much better shape going down the road here. Okay.
Hopefully, yep, thanks.
Yep. Mike?
Just for the record, or Mike, before you start, just for the record, I show Kim Rana joined us at 4:20.
Okay, thanks, James. Go ahead, Mike.
Where we have that type of block, wouldn't it have been a better idea to put another coating of epoxy or another type of paint on there instead of taking it off and seal it?
Mike, if I could explain it to you, it's probably like 10 grit sandpaper. That's how rough it is. You know, it's almost like an exposed aggregate block, if you could picture that. It
Yep.
is really, really rough. I don't think there was any way around it other than covering it with sheetrock. Because we looked at all different kinds of, we were going to plaster it. We were going to try painting it, but there was no good fix.
Before they hit it with to blast it, wouldn't it have been easier just to seal it instead of taking that down?
Yeah, if we lived possibly in a different state than Connecticut.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. It says it right there.
Yeah. Again, you know, unfortunately, we have to follow all the rules and regulations and laws, even the ones that kind of don't make sense. You think you could encapsulate it, right? But no.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we need a motion to approve all these, Rich, now, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Do they have to be individual?
No, I think we can make one
No.
motion covering PCO 33 through 50. Mike, if you want to do that with a dollar amount of $37,099.05.
Yeah,
That
make
would
a
work.
motion to pass PCO 33 through 50 for $37,099.05.
In a second, Amy, is that you?
No, it's Kim.
Kim. Okay, Kim, thank you. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thanks, Rich.
Get those executed for you after the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
now do we have additional invoices too, correct?
We do.
Okay. So now that will be you, Lauren.
So I would ask that the committee make a motion to approve invoices totaling $11,264.29. And I'm happy to share them on the screen if you want to see them on screen.
Please.
Yeah, it's telling me I can't share.
Is it telling you that somebody else is sharing? Just say yes.
Yeah, but at first it was telling me that it wasn't capable of multiple.
There you go.
Yeah, it's coming up now.
So the first two invoices are from the Freeman companies. This is invoice first one is 7955. The amount due is $150. It has already been approved by Eileen.
Increase.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Okay.
What do you need to see?
Any questions on this one?
I don't see anybody's hand up, so no, we can go to the next one.
Again, Freeman Companies is the invoice 7864. The total amount due on this invoice is $600, already been approved by Eileen as well.
And this is for air monitoring, is that what we're doing with this?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Hold on.
The only question I have is, do you see the balance due on this one is 1950? Which I'm assuming is the two together, but that only adds up to 750. So is there outstanding? Oh, I see, bill to date, 2100. Okay, and paid to date, only one. All right, that makes sense now. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So the paid invoices are just lagging behind for whatever reason.
Yes, and as we spoke earlier, we're gonna get that fixed. Don't worry, we'll run it smoother going forward.
Okay.
Next
So
invoice is,
Yep,
sorry.
go ahead.
Innovative Engineering Services. This is total amount due is $1347.25. It's been approved by Eileen.
Any questions? Okay, the next one.
We have two from KBA. Try to make it a little bit bigger for you. These both just came in last week. First one is in the amount of $6,111.36. Again, this is already approved and the PO is already open for this as well.
Okay, any questions? Again, these are all just regular
Yeah,
monthly billing
Yep.
that are owner's expenses.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
If they're already approved, then why do we vote on them? I mean, just maybe a stupid question, I don't know.
Well, yeah, they're not, maybe I used the wrong word. They're already in our budget, right? So we just need to vote to approve so that the town manager can sign off on them. That's kind of the purpose of the
Yeah.
committee.
There's just some red tape.
The funds have been appropriated, encumbered, right? Now we're just
Yep.
saying, yes, you can go ahead and we authorize payment of this so the town can move forward.
Yeah, we allow Eileen to verify that the work that these are covered under is appropriate first,
Mhm.
then it'll come into us for payment against that PO.
Okay, very good. And what, I mean, just out of curiosity, what would happen if we said, absolutely not, then what?
Well,
Then
I can
it wouldn't be
That doesn't
paid and we'd have to have them come back and answer some questions.
Yep, exactly.
So it wouldn't get paid right away, Jeremy, but
Yeah.
eventually it's going to get paid if we owe the
Right.
money. You know, we've signed a contract.
So it's a means to an end. I got it.
Yeah.
Basically.
We can delay, but we can't say no.
Right, if I have a question on any of the invoices before I approve them, I try and settle that before I send it out to the committee.
Yeah, so by the time it gets to us, it's already been vetted. And basically what we're approving is that the people that we're paying to look over this has done their job and said, yes, in fact, Castle Booze is due $6,111.36 for work that was performed in this pay period. That's okay.
Yep.
And you know, it's nice that everything is running so smooth because sometimes they don't run smooth. In this process that we're doing right now, we're kind of spoiled. It's been running really well, and it's going good. I've sat on some committees over the years that this is painful. Is there another one, Lauren?
This is the second invoice for KBA. This
Yep.
total of $2,800.
Yeah, this is for the F&E for the furniture.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and then there's one last invoice that's part of tonight's approvals.
The monthly storage fee.
Yeah, the month. Okay. Lauren, did you happen to run a total of these? 'Cause it's
Yep,
easier.
I'll reread it. Yep. So the total is $11,264.29.
Oh, 29 cents, okay. Okay, so we will need a motion to approve that for the invoices in the amount of $11,264.29. Mike, can I count on you?
Make a motion to approve for the amount of 11,000. One more time. I don't see it.
$11,264.29.
11,264.29.
Second,
And as the, excuse me, as the invoices are presented in tonight's meeting for Myers, Castle Booze, IES, and Freeman, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Eileen?
All right, let me share my screen.
And Eileen, your voice sounds much better today.
That's a good thing. Yeah, yesterday I was pretty much gone. All right. I don't want to make this a full. Basically, we're doing well on the budget. The new invoices though, that we approved tonight are not all on there.
Yeah, so they'll catch up at our next
But
meeting,
yeah,
or our next update.
Newfield's payments are on there. And then we have the PCOs, and just so you know, there is a change order that went in and was delivered. Tom sent it on Thursday before the new year ended, and then we delivered paper copies up to Angela of OSCGR yesterday for this change order here. Also, I just wanted to let everyone know that we have a total from the change event logs that Rich had just gone through from 12/1, 12/15, and 1/5. The total of the PCOs currently is 93,536.62. And those have not gone in yet as change orders, but we're tracking to the budget. Let me go back. Sorry. But currently, we are tracking on budget. I guess, am I not showing the right? Sorry. What did I do? Oh, this is giving me everything instead of just the one sheet. All right, I apologize. But we are tracking to budget currently. I'm gonna send the Excel sheet out to everyone. The budget summary. Can you see this screen currently?
The one I see right now is the Anne Reynolds Elementary School project budget details CD estimate.
Okay, let me try again.
Far right column is 307,174. I don't think that's the one you want to show us.
No. I don't know what happened when I stop sharing. Don't want to leave the webinar, but I do want to stop sharing. Okay, there we go.
All right, so you'll send out
Yeah, I'll send out.
in an email to us.
Yep.
Okay, any questions for Eileen? No hands going up.
And then, oh, I don't have the agenda right in front of me. I apologize, but are we going through the purchase orders for?
The next item is the architect's update, and then
Okay.
we've got a few other items to cover. Okay,
Yep, thank you.
all right. So Jennifer, you're up next.
All right, good evening. I'm going to share as well, just briefly. Okay. This is very brief, but we did review, and we recommended for your authorization and approval of those PCOs. It's the same list that was presented earlier. Again, we do go back and forth with Eileen and with Rich and Tom at Newfield, asking any questions, getting clarifications, in some cases, getting some revisions made to PCOs before they're approved. So those were all set and we're in agreement with them. Our recent activity is the same as it's pretty much been, just site visits, attending meetings in person, virtual, answering RFIs, reviewing submittals from contractors. And then the only other update I have right now is that we did receive approval from the Office of School Construction Grants and Review for the FF&E and Technology package. I believe that was still outstanding when we last spoke. But we did get that approval, so that's great. Now we can go forward with purchase orders for specific furniture and equipment as needed throughout the different stages of construction. Or when construction is complete in those different stages, we could outfit spaces. And that's it.
Okay. Any questions for Jennifer?
I just a question. We talked before about potentially buying everything now or waiting and doing it in stages. Are we gonna just do that, wait until the space is ready and then make the purchases?
How I understand it, yes. Because most of these items are
Yeah.
bought off of what's called the state contracts bid list. So they're available throughout the year. And the prices typically hold through the year, although they're in communication with the different vendors. So I'll make this up, say student chairs or student desks, that contract that's on the state website was going to expire. They knew there was going to be a 5 or 10% increase. They're going to talk to us because they know that we're in the process of purchasing this. So they would let us know before that expired if we wanted to take advantage before there was a price increase. But otherwise, we'll buy it as we need it.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. And the main reason too is if we buy it before we need it, then we have to pay to store it. All right, thank you, Jennifer.
Welcome.
Owners, project managers update is our next item. Eileen, you again. Gotta figure out a way of doing like maybe the two of you together somehow, because we kind of repeat each other constantly here. But go ahead, Eileen. You're muted again.
There, I I had to cough, so I muted myself again. But yes, I know Jennifer and I do repeat each other. As she stated, the furniture package is approved, the technology package is approved. So those are a couple of things that I wanted to bring up, because we do need to order some items. Is that appropriate for me to bring up, Steve?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we do have the budget approval. We moved some money around. So for FF&E and technology, we moved some of the technology into furniture. The current furniture package is $534,500. And the technology equipment is $178,000. So the two total $715,500. We are looking to especially move forward with some technology right now so that we can get the screens for the C wing and A wing. And then if we could go ahead and at least order the first phase of furniture, that would be very helpful. We don't have an exact quote yet. I'm sure I can get that from Jennifer and Janet. But if we could approve, if you don't want to approve the whole amount for furniture, if we could approve say 150.
Yeah, if we could do, I would like to do it that way. If it's 150, do you know what you need for technology? I have 178 in there right now. Do you need all of it, half of it, 2/3 of it, 1/3 of it?
No, I think we'd be fine right now with, it's a smaller amount. Jennifer, do you think 30 would be fine on that? I think 30, 40
I'm
is.
trying to bring it up quick. I'm sorry, this did catch me off guard,
No,
so I was
no, it's fine.
trying to look at my list. Just based on rooms,
He just has the four TVs, and we already had the system for the ceiling.
I mean, it does not need to be
Okay.
exact, you know,
Yeah,
and cover
Right.
yourself.
yeah, 30 will do that.
Okay. And we're comfortable with the 150 for furniture, FF&E? Because we're gonna do it in two different motions.
Right, I could have provided a number by phase. I'm sorry, Eileen, but we
that's
do have
fine.
phases in our report, but I don't have a total for each phase. It sounds appropriate based
Okay.
on, what the total budget is, the total
We can-
cost estimate is for all furniture for the whole school, and we're only doing, a limited amount. It sounds reasonable.
Okay, I think we're gonna try for that. We're gonna do that as we get down to any other business pertinent to the committee. But we'll make two motions, one for 150 and one for 30, one for the FF&E and one for the technology. Because what we need to do is get POs issued so that you can order. Without a PO, I don't believe we can order it, so.
It makes it a lot harder.
Yeah. Okay,
If we need to come back to the committee to adjust for a phase, we'll let you know. Because for furniture right now, it would be A and C wing, and then we would probably include B wing.
okay. All right, is there anything else that you have for us, Eileen?
I do, actually. The other item I wanted to bring up was we had gone back out to RFP for environment, for an environmental consultant, just to make sure that we had all our bases covered. And, just trying to get the documents up on the screen. So we only had 2 respondents to the RFP. We have Environment, who we've been working with and who Newington has a working relationship with, and now Newfield as well. And the other was Weston and Sampson. So I had written a note that the prices from Environment were lower testing prices. I can go ahead and open up the tabulation sheets if you'd like to see and share the screen.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Let me get back to where I can share. Okay. So this actually came back the date of the last meeting, which is why no one
I,
knew about
It
it
didn't-
originally.
It didn't open,
yeah, you
Oh,
got,
it's not shared. Okay.
we're seeing the email.
yeah.
All
I
right.
just see the email.
Let me open all the, I'll open all the
I
tabs.
think
and-
if you just double tab on the,
Yep. Okay. So we received the responses from Environment and Weston Sampson.
yeah, but now you gotta share the screen again.
It's still not, no. My apologies.
There you go.
Are we good?
You're getting warmer.
There we go. Sorry. All right, I'll get to the sheet where,
There we go.
and I'm wondering if well, I don't want to make it too small. But their fees here are higher. If I pull up environment. So the hourly fees are much lower.
For environment,
Yes,
which is who we're going to stay with, who is the
that
contractor.
is my recommendation, yes.
So the proposal is that we stick with Enviromed. There was two reasons. One, we didn't put it out to bid. We wanted to make sure that we had competitive pricing, and we needed to get it out to bid to get state reimbursement. So the
Yes.
town and the board use Enviromed, I think, almost exclusively throughout the town. They've worked for many years, I know, at the with the Board of Education. So I think they give us pretty good service, and they do it at a pretty good rate. Again, it's something that is an expensive item because there's just so much of it. But this way here, we're assured that we'll get reimbursement on all our services. If we didn't put it out to bid, there's an opportunity that it could have been rejected for reimbursement. So that, for us, that's a big deal. We lose almost 60 cents on every dollar that we spend with them. We wanted to make sure that we got the reimbursement.
And speaking of reimbursement, I wanted to let you know that Lou and I met, and the second reimbursement was placed for Newington, Anna Reynolds, and it should be approximately 2.3 million back to the town.
Okay.
But I would like to propose that we use Enviromed moving forward, and then I need to get some updated pricing and do the purchase orders to make sure that we have what we need to move forward.
Okay, we're going to do that again when we get down to other business, because that's where it is on our agenda.
Okay.
Do we have a dollar figure that we can plug in? I know this is difficult because it's by the hour, and
I talked to him yesterday. We had a phone call with them, and he was getting a proposal back together of what was left currently. And then the transite panel that was found.
okay, but we're going to need a dollar figure tonight, correct? Unless we just accept the Enviromed proposal is when we get to it.
Right, and we can do the purchase order in the next meeting.
Yes, okay, all right, that's what we'll do.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any questions? I know it's a little confusing. But unfortunately, this work is done on like basically a T&M. So as you can see, there's all sorts of services that they provide for us, and hourly charges and sample charges. And we don't know, we know what we're going to do. We just don't know the number of them until we find whatever that needs to be remediated. So it's a little open-ended, but we do have a budget. And we will stick to that to the best we can.
Yes.
All right, so we'll take it up when we get down a little bit further. Any questions for Eileen? Let's see anybody's hand going up. Construction manager's up to date. Rich.
share some pictures. So over the past couple weeks, we had the holiday break. So during that time, there wasn't any of the students in the school. So that gave us an opportunity to get some work done, in some occupied areas. So for the B phase, or the second phase of work in the B wing, there was some asbestos abatement that we had to complete. So that occurred on the week while the kids were off. So that was successful. That took a day to set up, a day for the abatement process, and then another day to get the clearances on that. So everything is completed over there, so we can roll into the B wing. Any asbestos we've gotten so far, we've now taken care of, so we can roll right into that remaining demolition work. We also used that holiday break to have some exploratory work in the B corridor as well, which we're coming up on for the work starting in March. The mechanical contractors were, electrical and plumbing contractors were able to gain access into that space, pop some ceiling tiles up and get some dimensions. Our steel contractor was as well, so that we're getting ahead of the game there for any unforeseen conditions that may differ, just being a renovation. That's, a typical thing for us to see. So we're trying to get ahead of that with any questions we could get into the design team. Our subs are looking ahead a few months on that. So while the kids weren't here, we got into that space and just got any dimensions and photos we needed up there. We also use that time to do a gas line purge and reconfigure some gas lines on the roof in preparation for the re-roofing that's occurring. For the gas purges, you're not allowed to have anybody in the building for safety reasons. So while the kids weren't there, we took advantage of that as well. Reworked some gas, as well as you'll see a photo here also is for some EverSource coordination. We put a new transformer out in the parking lot, north lot. So we do have 480 volt service coming into the building as well. There was a shutdown of power for about an hour to the building. Our electrician did have a standby, a trailer mounted generator going for the rest of the day to provide power to the school that day anyways, and our construction site. So we are, looking into that second phase now. So we're doing as much prep work as we can. But the photo you see here, this is the floor leveling. This is one of the C-wing classrooms. So to make sure that the floor tiles that are, when they're adhered to the floor, stay adhered, part of that includes moisture mitigation. So underneath this leveling surface is a moisture mitigation that stops any moisture from coming through, with it weeping through the concrete, making anything delaminate. And then we do a self leveler, which is what the topping that you see on the floor right now. It's a nice level course for the flooring to be the VCT tile or carpet to sit on, so you don't have any imperfections underneath. So that work was done, and doing that, we end up losing half our access to the floor, or half of the construction space at a time while we do that for a couple of days. So we felt this holiday break was a good opportunity to do that while work was going to be a little bit slower, just the holidays. So we did that in both the upper and lower sections, the A wing and the C wing that we have in this first phase. So that work is all complete now. I mentioned we had EverSource on site on the 28th. This is the new the pad for the existing transformer. You see on the left side, the new pad. On the right side, we did put the new transformer in. So they're currently have all of the work that we need out of EverSource to provide the new 480 volt electric service into the building. So that work is complete. This is part of what we had looked at. We had discussed before some of the gypsum laminating that's occurring inside the corridor space. You can see here they've been installing that now. As an additional photo of that, as well as the hard ceilings and soffits are in here as well. So part of that includes getting the sprinkler drops installed in those ceilings. So that work has occurred as well. You can also see we have ceiling grid in the classrooms, and we're getting ready to put the sprinkler drops into those as well before we put the ceiling pads in. Another interior shot here of the gypsum going onto the walls, and this floor again is also laminated. So we are looking forward to these finishes that we have coming up in the next couple of weeks. Myself and our project engineer took a visit to the ceramic tile installer's warehouse, and we verified the materials that they have, verified some quantities, and everything that they have is properly stored, ready for our job site, because they're going to be out here next week. Sometime next week, they'll start in the toilet rooms in the north classrooms and the admin space. And then on the 16th, so not this coming Monday, the Monday after, they'll be starting in this corridor with the wainscoting, which is the wall tile that we have going up 31 inches on these walls and the corridors. So they do have all that material available for this first phase. We verified that as well, just to for an extra level of confidence that we will have everything. We have had the air handlers for the project. The rooftop units are all stored at the rigger's yard. We have some billings that we'll see for this month of December for stored materials billings, and as well as bill of sales and insurance that backs all this up. So the material is going to be available when we need it. We simply schedule it with the riggers. The first delivery of that to the site is going to be the rooftop equipment for this first phase, DOA S1A and 1B, as well as any other smaller rooftop units, VRF units, are showing up this Saturday. So this Saturday we will have a crane in the north parking lot, so that north lot will be closed. We've coordinated that with in our owners meetings with Jason Smith, the principal. So there's no work or no outside activities scheduled for the school that day. We'll have a crane set in the parking lot and put these units up on the roof. And after that, we'll be able to do the duct work underneath and just tie them into all of the other overhead rough that we've done. Going back to finishes, the millwork is stored in the millworkers shop right now. They're just waiting on us to basically call them out for their delivery. So we're looking towards the end of the month to do that for their install. Part of these finishes going in, the ceramic tile and the millwork, we'll be letting KBA know the days that we are going to start, and they'll be able to be on site, do some in-place mock-up reviews, get any comments on quality control to the installers when they're here. So that way we're putting everything in as expected, and we're getting the quality finish that we're looking for here. But we continue to look into these finishes and the any exterior wall work that we can get done. We are getting done, and the roofing as well. We initially had our roof scheduled for this phase to actually go in March, which was after the scheduled turnover. Due to roofing material supply issues that we've seen in the industry. So we were able to get roofing material that's being delivered to the job site tomorrow, and they're actually going to start the roof on this phase on Monday. Weather dependent, we're looking at about a week and a half to rip off and replace this roof, which is a much better situation than the original schedule showed, because it's much better to be working over a construction area than working over an occupied area to replace a roof when it comes to, possibility of any leaks, vibrations, noises, whatnot. So that is a good sign that we were able to get that roofing material here early. So, and the weather's looking good. As long as we stay above freezing, we'll be good to get all this roofing adhesive put down and this roof installed before the turnover. That's all I have to report.
Okay, thanks, Rich. Does anyone have any questions for Rich? No hands going up. Okay, we've got a few items. Our next is other business pertinent to committee. The first item in there is that we're going to need to approve a motion to accept the RFP for environmental services to the low bidder, which again was Enviromed. I believe Mike has left the meeting, so if someone else can make that motion for me, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
He's still with us.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still here?
Yep.
Okay.
I can do it though.
All right, go ahead, Amy.
Motion to approve awarding the RFP for environmental services to the low bidder, Enviromed.
Okay, in a second. Someone?
Your hand.
I can't see everybody, so.
I'll
It looks
read
like,
Oh,
it looks
Kim,
like
thank you,
Kim's
Kim.
trying to respond, but her mouse isn't working, her microphone's not working.
All right, so it was motion made by Amy, seconded by Kim. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The next item is we need some POs for FF&E and technology, which we talked about a little bit earlier. So we're going to do it in two separate motions. We'll need one motion for have the town issue a purchase order for furniture, fixtures, and equipment in the amount of not to exceed $150,000. And the second one would be for a motion for technology equipment not to exceed $30,000. Somebody move that for me.
I'll move.
Thank you,
Second.
Kim. Seconded by Jeremy. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item is actually any other business pertinent to the committee. We do have one. I believe we're operating here on a regular meeting schedule, which technically, I guess, I found out today that we shouldn't be, even though it's a regular meeting. It's really a special meeting. We need to set dates. Lauren, do you have those dates? There they are. So we're going to need a motion that we approve these dates as presented to us for regular meetings of February 16th, March 2nd and 16th, April 16th and 20th, May 4th and 18th, June 1st, June 15th, July 6th, July 20th, August 3rd, August 17th, September 7th, September 21st, October 5th, October 19th, November 2nd, and the 16th, December 7th, and the 21st, and January, wow, look at that, January 4th and 18th of 2024. We haven't even started 23, we're already looking at 2024. Anybody maybe help me here? We have any conflicting dates that anything pops out to anybody with holidays? Whether they be religious or not,
We did use the holiday schedule that we put out for commission, so we shouldn't have any
Okay.
impacts.
Okay. And again, if something pops up, we can postpone a meeting and reschedule it.
Mhm.
So again, does someone like to make a motion to approve these meeting dates?
Yeah,
moving
motion to
forward?
approve the meeting dates as listed.
Thank you.
Thank-
And seconded
Second.
by Kim?
Yes.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Public participation, still nobody. Comments
Kim
by
has her
members.
hand up.
Oh, I'll go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, no, just one quick question. I know that, we can go online and we always get updates, but could you send out that entire list? That way we
Yeah.
could just put everything in our calendars,
Yep.
get them good to go. Thanks.
Oh, the meeting date list.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. You'll get it too in the minutes, right? It should be in there.
okay, right.
Anybody else? Someone like make a motion to adjourn? Anybody?
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you, Amy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And there's never anybody opposed to that. excuse me, for that motion. Hey, everybody, thank you very much. And Lauren, sorry, we don't usually run this long, but I know we talked earlier that we run succinct, but sometimes we actually have to earn all the money that the town's paying us to do this. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
Lauren.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.